I'm Dale Smith for Looney Politics, and this last week, Alberta Premier Jason Kenney announced his decision to step down as party leader of the UCP following the leadership review. However, he has also decided he's going to stay on as premier until a new leader is chosen, and some people are wondering how that actually works. So the first thing to remember is that the position of premier is an appointed one by the Crown. It's separate from the role of MLA and from the role of party leader, and therefore it's one that he can take on both if he's not a sitting MLA, which has happened in the past, or if he's no longer party leader. Now, what might have happened is the caucus might have decided that to choose one of their own to be an interim leader in the meantime, who would then be sworn in as premier and be a full premier with all the powers and all of the privileges, and will still get a painting in the legislature when his time is over or her time is over. But they opted not to do that. They opted to keep Kenney in this caretaker position. Now, if we were a proper functioning Westminster system, what that would mean is the caucus would choose the leader and remove the leader and then choose a new one within a space of a few hours. And there would be no breaks in continuity. The lieutenant governor would come in and swear in the new premier, who is already in caucus, and things would just carry on as normal. But in Canada, and Alberta most especially, we've decided to do this kind of bastardized quasi-presidential primary system where it can be weeks or months before a new party leader is chosen through an outside process, which may mean someone who is not actually in caucus. Now, if that happens, then they will need to find someone who can be a leader inside the legislature until that new leader gets a seat, but we're not at that particular bridge yet. Now, with Kenney in this caretaker position, what it's going to wind up meaning is that he can't do anything particularly controversial or really big in the interim because, frankly, he won't have the confidence in order to be able to do that. He's already on thin ice with his existing caucus, who would, not necessarily support any particular big moves if he decided to make them, and simply vote against him along with the opposition, and he would lose confidence, and that would send them probably to an election in short order. So he's not going to be able to do anything like that. The thing that we do need to caution, though, is sometimes leaders or outgoing leaders in a caretaker position can wreak some havoc on their way out. It wasn't that long ago when Thomas Mulcair was ousted as leader of the NDP, but stayed on as caretaker leader for an extended period of time because the party decided to have an extended leadership race. And during that time, Mulcair really didn't do anything about the party's fundraising or things like that, and the party suffered as a result. And that's a danger that this kind of situation can have. Now, we'll have to see what happens after this leadership race is concluded. They still haven't come up with the rules for it yet, but it's going to mean that Kenney is in this caretaker position for the foreseeable future, but he has made a commitment not to run again as leader, and he will soon find his political career at an end. For Looney Politics, I'm Dale Smith.